Hello all. We've got the white knuckle off-road sliders here on my GX470, and I had a bit of difficulty getting them installed, so I'm going to make this video today to hopefully help somebody out in case they install these. This should also go for a 2003 to 2009 4Runner and a 2003 to 2009 GX470, as they share the same frame underneath. And installation instructions are the same, with the exception of the ones with the KDSS. Those instructions will be a little bit different. This is the non-KDSS model. So the passenger side went on real easy. The instructions left a bit to be desired on the driver's side. Let me crawl under here and show you what I'm talking about. So the way this thing mounts is it uses U-bolts to go around the frame. Now, my GX was up north for several years, so there's a bit of rust starting to set in underneath it. Now, I've gone and cleaned off a good bit of the rust and sprayed the underside with Eastwood encapsulator, so that's why it doesn't look so bad under here. But as you can see, there's the front bracket on the driver's side down there going around the frame. That one's fairly easy, and they tell you to start with that one. Here's the middle one. This one gave me a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to show you about that here in just a second. And the rear one really gave me a lot of trouble. This one back here, and the reason for it is because it is between the frame and the gas tank here. So as you can see, there's not a lot of space here to get this bracket, and they do make the shorter one. There's one in the back bunch that's shorter, the U-bolt, and it is the one made for the back. So the two that I'm going to show you about, well, there's one right here. This is the middle one. Let me get situated here so you can see. And the middle one here, what they show you, let me back up some, pardon me. So right in here, they show you putting the clamp up on the instructions along the side through here. The problem is there's a little clip right up here that goes in this hole. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's right up under that. That is holding these brake lines, and you can see where it was right there on those two brake lines. And they show you putting it on this side and not needing to take apart that clip. That clip has to be removed, and once that clip's removed, then you can slide it up in here. But they don't mention anything about removing this brake line clip. I'll show you the one they do mention in a few minutes. Then I also had to make a modification to the fuel tank skid right here. I had to take a screwdriver and pry it down in order to get this under here. As you can see, it tucks under here. So that's the modification that I had to make that work. Now let's move to the back. I'm going to pause the video for a second while I move. All right, and we're back. We're here looking at the back one back here. As you can see, it's real tight. I'm trying to hold the camera and a flashlight at the same time. Let's see if I can get you up in there. You can see there's two brake lines up there. So they tell you in the instructions, those brake lines, about an inch to the left of center of my screen, there's a plastic clip up there on top of the frame. And there's two brake lines. You can see them barely, but there are two brake lines. The one you see right now is one of them. There is another one that is running. It's up there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's two of them up there. And those brake lines, they clip into a plastic clip, and they tell you to use a screwdriver to remove the plastic clip. They say it's real easy. Well, it's not. Me and a buddy of mine have both struggled for over an hour trying to remove that plastic clip. So what I did is I just popped the brake lines out of the plastic clip and then used my hand to hold the brake lines up towards the top of the vehicle. And this clamp right here was a devil to get in. This one right here, you have to slide it in sideways. And let me see if I can get the camera back far enough to show you. So this clamp will go in, and you'll turn it, it'll go in with it facing this way, the solid part right here facing towards the front of the vehicle, and the threaded part facing towards the rear of the vehicle. And you'll put it up through here. Again, this part facing the rear, as far back towards the edge of this lip of the tank as you can get it. And you're going to wedge it up in there. I used a hammer to tap it on up in there. And then I used a pair of channel locks to twist it, because you're going to have a hard time getting it to twist this way in order to get it around the frame. So I used a pair of channel locks to twist it, and that did the trick. It's a very tight fit. And with the channel locks, I was able to twist it while holding the brake lines above. The first time I put it in, I actually had it wrapped around one of the brake lines, and that would be horrible, because if you did that, then you would pinch off the brake line when you went to go tighten it down. So make sure when you put this in that you both brake lines are free and not wrapped around the frame between the U-bolt and the frame, because again, once you go to tighten this down, you will pinch that brake line off, and that's not the place that you want the brake line pinched off at, because you would have to probably drop this fuel tank in order to get that repair done. So anyway, I was able to get it through, and in order to get this done, I had to loosen quite a bit the middle bracket and the front bracket just a bit in order to pull this out and get the U-bolt through. But once I got it through, I did. Now, I didn't ever remove the plastic clip up there. It's still up there. Of course, it's not usable because the brake lines are now sitting on top of this U-bolt. So what I think I'm going to do is get some a can of foam maybe, and try to insulate the brake lines so they don't rub up against this U-bolt, or else it may wear a hole in the brake line. So that's the plan for now. But yeah, so far I like them. They let me get you outside and let you see them. See what they look like on the vehicle. Side profile. So I'm pretty impressed with them. See, they stick out of the vehicle enough to protect the side of it. Some people do complain about the gap here. Small tree could get in here, but that seems to go for many of the sliders. Some of them stick out more than the other. Here's the passenger side. You can see it a little bit better right now. So far, I'm impressed. I'll show you the door opening. Some people are curious about wanting to see how much foot space they could get on it. You can see, I can put my weight on it. I got plenty of room here on the front to put my foot. And on the back, I got tons of room. Now, there could be some concern about little kids and their feet going through back here. If you have small kids, they do make a plate just for the back that will bolt on. You can order it with the plate on, but if you order it with the plate, if you add the plate later, they use clamps to go around the bars. So if you think you're gonna need that because you're worried about somebody with small feet and their shoes slipping through here, you want to go ahead and order it with at least the back plate on. Of course, White Knuckle Offroad sells the diamond plate for the entire section, so you can diamond plate it, and you can actually do that afterwards too. But if you get the diamond plate afterwards, they sell you the little C-clamps to hold it down to the bars. So if you don't want that visible or to look at that, then you want to go ahead and order it before you get it to leave the factory at White Knuckle Offroad. But so far I'm impressed. The passenger side went on real easy. There's nothing under there really to block it going on, and I think it was on there in less than an hour. The driver's side did give me a fit. Also to mention, anybody that has RCI skid plates, and I have the full skid package, so from front to back, if you already have those installed, you will need to remove the differential, the center differential skid, in order to install these sliders. The mounting bar that goes across from frame to frame was in the way. All right, well, hopefully this video helped somebody out. I hope you all have a great day. Take it easy.